so in front of me here, or I guess to the side of me, I have 5 projects that I want to cast on. So we are going to have a cast on party. I have wound everything. I have the pattern, the needles, everything that I need to cast on these 5 projects. And I'm going to have my son put them in a project bag. So you can see right here, I have 5 project bags, and I'm going to have him put them in without me knowing. We're going to set them up, and then starting tomorrow morning, I am going to start casting on each one of these projects. Now, I might not get all of them done tomorrow because I'd really like to give each one about an hour's worth of work. But what I have here is a sweater for my grandson, some dishcloths for my mother-in-law, a pair of socks for my son-in-law, some hats for Christmas, and some amigurumi coffee cups for my niece. So this has been a year full of gift knits. I think at most, I've made myself a cowl. I did the birds and ships cowl. And then I may have made myself 1 pair of socks this year, but everything else that I've knit this entire year has been gifts. So it's definitely been a gift knit year, which has been really fun. I have a lot of joy, or I find a lot of joy in knitting for other people, especially people who really appreciate it. And I have a lot of super knit-worthy, appreciative people that receive my knits. So as I open up each one, I will go over the pattern that I am doing and the yarn that I'm using, the needle. I will go over all of the details as I open them up tomorrow. But we're doing this the night before so that I can be all ready tomorrow morning. Now I do have some, I have one big errand tomorrow, but I think it'll actually give me a lot of time to knit. So I need to go take my car in to be fixed. It has a couple things that need just some maintenance stuff. So I think that'll probably give me like 2 hours to knit. So I might bring like maybe 2 projects with me to start while I'm doing that. Hopefully I can start one in the morning before I head out. And then we'll just see where the day takes us, but it's a pretty cool, chill day tomorrow. It is October 7th, I think, but it's a Wednesday, and it is the cast on party day, you guys. So I come to you from the car because, as I mentioned previously, I am getting my car serviced today, and I have a couple hours. So you will have seen that I picked 2 project bags to take with me, and I cannot wait to see what is in them. I think this is going to be fun. So I did also bring a pair of socks that I just recently cast on, actually. So they're kind of part of the cast on party, but kind of not. Like, I think I recasted them on maybe yesterday, or maybe the day before, maybe yesterday. I think I did. I think it was yesterday. I think I recasted them on, because I was going to use a contrast color in the cuff, and I just didn't like it. So, and the pattern that I was doing was something that I had to really watch, and I'm going on a plane in a little bit, and I want to be able to like just have some socks with me that are easy to memorize, that I can just look at my sock and know exactly where I'm at in the pattern. So anyways, okay, you guys, that's it for now. When I get to Starbucks, I'm gonna go get my car serviced, and then I'm gonna run to Starbucks, like literally run to Starbucks, and park it there for a bit and have some breakfast, have some coffee, and cast on 2 projects. Okay, so I am outside and it is quite loud with traffic and everything, so let's see if I can do this. But I'm going to be doing an amigurumi coffee cup for my niece. That's what I am casting on, and I am using a combination of Knit Dishie and Friends cotton. They're both worsted weight yarn, and I would like to make 2, but we're going to start with the pink one, I think. Inside Starbucks. It's a little bit awkward filming, but I wanted to show you guys. So I got the handle done, and I got this far on the cup. But I thought that since I'm going to make 2, that I should go ahead and do them concurrently. So I got the handle on the blue one done, and then I also got the same amount of distance on the blue cup. The pink must be a thicker thread or thicker yarn than the blue because it is a little bit bigger. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know, they look actually pretty similar. But I really don't want to put this down, but I am going to put it down because it's time to cast on the next project and open up the bag and see what it is. You guys ready? So I chose this bag because it was a fall bag. But I didn't know like how my son put everything in these, but it feels like there's a lot of yarn in here. So I'm guessing that this is the 3 skein sweater that I'm gonna do. It is. So the story behind this yarn, I'm doing the pearl sweater. I don't know who it's by, but I'm actually going to hold this double. I wonder if I should have wound this differently. We're gonna just go for it. So basically it's a raglan sweater in 3 colors. The top is in a seed stitch, and then there's a stripe of a color and then another stripe of a color. So it'll probably go something like this. Maybe this will be the seed stitch up at the top, and then this one, and this, or maybe this in the seed stitch, and I like that combo. I'm gonna start with this one. So I am gonna hold it double, like I said. I'm hoping that I have enough. Okay, I think I started to tell you the story about the yarn. I bought this yarn in Canada when I was visiting my niece, and I thought it would be good sock yarn. Well, I was gonna use this as a heel for some other socks that I was doing, and the yarn just pulled apart. Like it was not, it would not have been good for socks. Like there was no like stability in the yarn, which is totally fine, honestly, like, but just not for socks. So I don't even know if I can, look at that. It's just gonna come all apart. I was gonna try to show you, but okay. Like it just quickly falls apart. Like, yeah, I'm not pulling on that very hard at all. So, yeah, so that's what this one does. So I thought, okay, definitely not for socks, but what else can I use it for? I'm really wanting to use my stash right now because I'm feeling a little bit convicted that I have so much stash. And so I found this sweater and then instantly thought of this yarn. It's, this is a fine, extra fine merino, and it is 50 grams is 200 meters. I don't know what that is in yards, but I feel like it's a light fingering. So I'm hoping that when I hold it double, it'll be like a DK like the pattern calls for. But really excited about it. I'm gonna pop a picture of it in here because my pattern did not print. And this is a free pattern, but look at, there was a picture of the sweater here and it didn't print. And there's no other picture in my pattern. But it's the cutest thing. So yeah, a little seed stitch top. The pattern is translated from maybe Swedish. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe Switzerland. I don't know. It is translated, and it's not translated to English well. It's just not translated well. So everywhere it says like to work the purl stitch, I think that means seed stitch. I'm just not sure. So I'm gonna have to kind of fiddle around with it, but I think at the very least I can cast on, I can get the ribbing for the neckline done, I can establish my markers, and I think I can figure out the whole seed stitch thing. It shouldn't be too bad. It's a baby sweater. Hey you guys, so it is day 2 of my cast on party today. I was really hoping that I could get everything cast on yesterday, but I was pretty sure that was an unattainable goal. So I want to give you guys an update on where I'm at with the 2 projects that I cast on yesterday and then pick another one behind me. So the project that I started with first were the coffee cups, and I did give you guys a little update with that, but basically 2 handles, 2 half cups. I am really itching to work on these a little bit more today if I can, but we're also leaving in like 3 hours, I think, for a volleyball game that's about an hour away. So I will have some time in the car if I'm not driving, but we'll see. But yeah, these are so fun. And I decided also that I think I'm going to do, so you make like, you stuff these and then you do a flat piece of like dark brown yarn. And I have this Knit Dishie that I'm going to use, but then I think I'm also going to make one with like a lighter brown for like cream in your coffee kind of thing. I think that would be really fun as well. Okay, so that's where I'm at with that. I didn't work on it yesterday other than when I showed you last yesterday. And then this project though, I hemmed and hawed over this one. This is the pearl sweater. I will pop that picture up again here if I haven't done so already. There's just like a lot of questions that I have about this. I'm not swatching because it's a baby sweater. I probably should swatch. And for all of those of you guys who are religious swatchers, My apologies, I'm just not. But here's where I'm at. So I'm holding the yarn double, and I think I might need, look at this hair. I feel like I might need to get one more skein of the bottom color because it is a lot of the, like you use a lot of it. So we'll kind of see where I'm at with these other colors with my other ones, but this is where I am at. This is the front and this is the back. You can start seeing the seed stitch. So just the first color, just like most of your raglan increases, so like to about here is seed stitch on this, and then the rest is stockinette, which I think just gives it a very interesting, out of the ordinary feel. Love this. I questioned maybe I should just hold this yarn single instead of double, and then just try to find another raglan fingering weight sleeve or fingering weight raglan sweater pattern, and then cast on that amount and kind of follow their pattern, but then also include the seed stitching in there, because you could really just add seed stitch to any pattern if you want. But I'm glad I stuck with it. I do like the feel of the fabric, especially now that I'm on the larger needles. That definitely made a difference. I think that this seed stitch is going to be a little bit hard on my hands, so I'm eager to get through the seed stitch part, but also probably need to do it slower than what my mind says I should do, because I have been having so many wrist problems, and I think I have like knitter's elbow, tennis elbow, because yeah, so I have like a little brace that I should be wearing when I'm knitting as well. And then I think, so I fell running a couple months ago, maybe 6 weeks ago. And I caught myself and my wrist has been hurting since. So my doctor actually wants me to go get an x-ray, make sure I didn't like strain it or small fracture or anything like that. But yeah, that's where we're at. So he wants me to wear a brace on my wrist, a brace up here, and we're just gonna be all braced up. But he didn't say not to knit or crochet. Okay, so that's where those two projects are. So I got through the short rows on the pearl sweater. And I kind of wonder if it's supposed to be called like seed sweater, because every time in this pattern, it's a free pattern, by the way, definitely go and snag it. There's just a little bit of interpretation that needs to happen. There is like one spot where she says on the right side to purl the raglan stitches, but I'm pretty sure you're supposed to knit them because on the picture, they're all knit. And then it says to work in purl stitch, but I think it's supposed to be seed stitch, and I think it's just a translation error. So that's why I kind of wonder if maybe it's supposed to be called the seed sweater. I have no idea. Anyways, okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one should I do? We're gonna do this one. See. Ooh, this is a great one. This is the dishcloths. So this is super great. I love, love, love this. And let me show you the pattern. I don't have it, but I do have it up here. Let me see. It was actually the first one out of this book that I did. And of course, there's still not a great picture of it. Okay, here it is. It's just a broken rib is what it is, but it is literally my favorite dishcloth that I have, and I go to it all the time. So I think because I want to get at least 2 dishcloths from this 100 gram skein of yarn, actually no, I should be able to do that because I can get one out of like 40, 45 grams. So yeah, I probably will make it the same size as my other ones, but really excited about that. This is Italian cotton. I hope it's good for dishcloths. I feel like Italian cotton sounds too fancy for dishcloths, but at the same time, I was just taken back by the color palette, and it just screams my mother-in-law, like these are her colors. I just have to do it. So I hope that this cotton holds up for dishcloths, but it's super soft. Yeah, we'll see. But I am going to sit and cast this on. I feel like this will be a great project for the volleyball game tonight, although often I cannot knit during a volleyball game. I've tried and had to take it all out, so we'll see. All right, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna get started on this. Actually, I'm gonna make a coffee and then get started on this while I drink my coffee and see if I can get a little bit into this and then pick up another project. Yeah. Okay, so I just want to give you guys an update on my cast on party. I have this far that I've gotten on that washcloth that I just cast on today. So not very far. It is a slower knit because it is Fingerimg weight cotton yarn. But I also took a nap in the car and I cast it on and then I took it out because I just felt like it was going to be too big, and I'm super happy with this size. So it was definitely the right choice. I think I did 12 less stitches than what the pattern calls for. So it is volleyball time. I'm going to take this in to maybe work on while they're warming up, but other than that, it'll probably go back in the bag. Good morning, you guys. It is Friday, October 10th. So another day, another coffee, of course. Super yummy. And I'm going out for coffee later with my knit group. It is knit group day, you guys. So we typically meet at a coffee shop, and so we're going to one today that is actually inside of a church. We've been there before. They have super yummy coffee and very reasonably priced and good pastries. It's a lot of like the same pastry company, the same coffee and stuff that is at some other local coffee shops, and they use it there at the coffee shop in their church, and it's kind of a full-blown coffee shop. But there's a ton of seating, so it's really nice. There's a group of 10 of us today for our knit group, so it's nice that we can kind of spread out. We're not worried about taking up seats from customers since we're there for so long, etc. So anyways, side note, it's a good coffee day today. So I wanted to show you guys, I was able to knit last night at the volleyball game, just a little bit. But I got this far on the dishcloth, and I think I mentioned already that I did 12 less stitches, but it's actually quite a bit thinner than the yarn that I've used in the past. So the yarn that I've used in the past has been the Hobbii Friends 4884. I think it's 48. It's a Fingerimg weight cotton. I really, really highly recommend that yarn. I love it a lot, especially for dishcloths, amigurumi, that kind of thing. This one is an Italian cotton, as I mentioned before. Okay. This thing is massive. I feel like I could do a tank or something out of all of this, honestly. I don't know. There's a lot there. But anyways, okay. So here's where we're at. And I do wonder, can you guys see like the fluctuations in the colors? So I wonder how far I will get. Like, I hope that I make it to this darker, but I mean, that's a pretty thick layer of blue. And like, when I think about it, I will probably get 3 dishcloths out of this yarn ball. So I feel like I should be able to get even just a little bit to that darker blue, which I think is really pretty. I mean, it's all beautiful, but I just think that the fade from one color to the next would be really fun to end on that blue and then start another one on the blue. Okay, so that's where I got on the dishcloth, and it's time to open up another bag. I did make this bag. I used to be so into bag swag, you guys, like the pins and everything. Look at this here is a Millennium Falcon, but it's a yarn ball, like a yarn cake. And then, oh, look at that little black sheep, because I am definitely the black sheep in my family. At least on my side of the family, I'm definitely the black sheep. And then a little llama. I can't remember where this one came from. I want to say, I mean, it could have been like a Knit Picks one, but I feel like it's kind of getting blown out a little bit. The lighting here is really weird. It is like 7:30 in the morning. This room is typically filled with sun, but the sun hasn't fully come up past the trees, so it's kind of hiding behind the shade of the trees, which then makes this room a little bit more dim, which is fine. Like, this is my cozy space. I sit right there with my lamp and everything here, and I sit right here. Typically, every morning, knitting and drinking my coffee and reading my Bible. Okay, without further ado, let's just get on with it. I am just talking and talking and silly. I just need to be opening this up for you guys. Ooh, okay, so this here, here's the yarn for this one. This is a hat for my husband. Did I tell you guys yet? I'm not sure if I shared all the other colors with you guys. Maybe I'll go grab those. But this is the hat that I'm gonna do. It is very, very similar to the Musselburgh hat, where like it folds in on itself. So the Musselburgh construction, you start up at the top and you increase, knit a tube, and then decrease, and then you fold it in on itself. This one here uses a provisional cast on, and then you knit half and do your decreases, and then you pick up the stitches, use a different color, knit half, and do the decreases. Yeah, so I think it'll be fun just to have another hat like that in my arsenal. My husband, when we saw this hat, he recognized it because I've made him a Musselburgh hat out of Fingerimg weight yarn, and he said it's his most worn hat. He absolutely loves it. So I thought I would make him another one, and he knows that it's coming. But when I went to the Knitting Nest on my Sierra Nevada yarn crawl, I purchased 6 of these skeins of yarn all in different colors. So she was having kind of like this blowout clearance on last year's yarn crawl kits, and each package had 2 colors in it. So I got 3 packages for $55, which means 6 100-gram skeins for $55 US. So these are the other ones that I'm going to be using. There's only 5 here. I love these. You guys are so cool. And then there is another one, but there's this one here, but none of my guys would like that color. So, all right, let's see, can I? Okay, I didn't even realize it at the time, you guys, but this to me is just so fall-y. I love it. It was not intended to be fall-y, but it definitely is. Yeah, that just all fell. All right, I'm gonna get started casting on these hats. I think it's probably about time that I go to Knit Group 2. Maybe I'll try to figure out the cast on, which is a provisional cast on, and then I think I'm gonna get to knit group before everybody else. So hopefully I can just kind of sit there and just have a few minutes to cast these hats on, or this hat on. I'm just gonna do one at a time and see how. Hey you guys, I don't even know what day cast on it is, but we're still doing this cast on party. I was thinking I was gonna get everything cast on in like 2, maybe 3 days, and I think we're going on day 7. I think maybe day 6. I don't know. Regardless, I am casting on today. This morning I am at a local coffee shop. My final project, and it is a pair of socks. Look at this beautiful brown, you guys. This is ginger. I'll take the tag out. I wasn't going to take the tag out, but I'll take it out for you guys. It's in the center of my cake. The ginger needle is what it is called. I found her at Lambtown, and her and I vendored together last year. Like, we were just really close together, so it was really nice catching up with her. The weather was so much better this year, so she said sales were great and she was having a really good time. So the ginger needle, and it is called Bald Cypress is the color. So this color, if you guys followed me on my yarn, my Sierra Nevada yarn crawl, the one that I did with my husband, I purchased a brown sock, well, brown fingering weight yarn, and then when I got to the car and I realized there was no nylon in it. So I was looking, I've been looking since then for another brown color. So I did take that one back and I got a different yarn, but they didn't have anything like this in superwash merino with nylon. But I saw this at Lambtown. It was one of 2 purchases. I purchased this, and then I purchased a gift. So I really wasn't going to purchase anything. I was just going for fun, just to walk around and be inspired. And I went with a couple friends. So I'm really excited to cast this on. These are going to be socks for my son-in-law. I think, oh, okay. Oh, a little bit more backstory. I knit him a pair of brown socks out of the Ling Jawal yarn, and it was a great color, but that yarn is a little bit thinner than other yarns, and it did not fit him. It fit my husband, so he was super excited about that, but I feel like I just owe him some brown socks. And I'm doing the Vanilla Bean pattern by Kayla Litton. I'll pop a picture of it on the screen here, but it's a very popular recent pattern of hers, and it is potato chip knitting. It's a 4-row repeat, which I feel like is so perfect for that potato chip knitting, especially when you can read the pattern, it's intuitive. You know what you're going to have to do next without looking at a pattern. I'll need the pattern for the first maybe 2 repeats, and then after that I won't need it anymore. But it's also super easy to count your stitches because you just can quickly like see those repeats. I think I'm going to take this on the plane with me. So my son and I are headed out of town tomorrow. Yeah, who knows, by the time you see this, we may already be back. I am not sure when this is going to go up, but hopefully it goes up today, since I am casting on the last project. And I'll also, when I get home, I'll give you guys an update on all the projects. Hi, you guys. Okay, so we are finished with our cast on party. I have cast on 5 projects over the last week. Kind of 6. I did have like a pre-cast on party sock that I cast on, so I'll share that with you guys as well. But let's go over where I'm at right now, the progress that I have, and the plans to finish all of these things. We're going to try to make this quick because I'm sure I haven't edited everything, but I bet you it's probably already pretty long. So we're going to try to make this pretty quick. This is my second cup of coffee. It is raining and cloudy outside. Perfect for coffee right now, for a hot coffee. Okay, I do not remember in which order I started these, honestly. I think this one I did last. Maybe I did this one. Okay, I think the first one that I did was the amigurumi coffee mugs. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that adorable, you guys? My apologies for the lighting also. I'm sure it's a little bit dim in here, so I'm so sorry. Okay, so I have one coffee cup done, and then I almost have the second one done. So for this one, all I have to do is put it together. So I did coffee with cream on this one, and then black coffee on this one. So how I did this is you start putting this on, then you leave an opening, stuff it, and then close it all up. And like with a lot of amigurumi projects, you do stuff these pretty full, but I wanted this to be able to sit, so I didn't do that. And I'm not gonna put on the eyes or the faces or anything like that. I think it's cute just how it is. So I need to get these done tonight, so they will both be done within the next couple hours, because I have one niece coming over who is going to see the other niece whose daughter this is for. That makes sense, because she's up in Canada. So it's definitely the easiest way for me to get that to her without paying a ton in shipping. All right, then project number 2. I think I've already showed you guys this. This is the pearl sweater, and look I had to use needles, my needles for another project. So for another one that I cast on. This is as far as I have gotten on this project, but I'm okay with that. This is for, it would be nice if I could give this to my grandson for Christmas, but it is more of like a 12 to 18 month. So I'm not in a rush to finish this. I just really kind of want to enjoy this and think about him while I am knitting on that. Okay, so not really a whole lot of progress on that. And then let's see, this one was last. Maybe this one was next. So this one here is the dishcloth that I'm making for my mother-in-law. It is pretty, well, okay, I like it better than I thought I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was just not as thick, I guess, as I wanted it to be, but I'm happy with it, actually. I think it's great. So, but that's as far as I've gotten on that. My son and I've mentioned before, are leaving on a trip, and I think this is going to be one of those projects that I take. I feel like this is a pretty easy project to work on during games and the flight and all of that. Okay, and then the next one that I cast on are the hats, and this is the A.N.T hat. It's called Another Take hat. It is a double layered hat. One color on the inside, one color on the outside, and this is as far as I've gotten on that. Can you guys hear the wind out there? It's really windy. But it's kind of like the first big storm that we've had, I feel like, this year. Maybe there's been other ones, but yeah, I'm super happy with this progress on here as well. I haven't been working on this too much, but it is knitting up very fast. This will be the inside color, which I know I've already shared before, but that one also I do feel like would be a super great project to take with me. It's just a little bit bigger because it has 2 skeins, but I don't know, we might do that. Okay, and then today I cast on the last project, and this will be a vanilla bean pair of socks for my son-in-law. This will be for his stocking for Christmas, and this is ginger needle yarn. That's as far as I've gotten on it. Maybe halfway done with the cuff, if even that, but that's okay. Not a big deal there. And I can see myself taking this one also. The vanilla bean pattern is super easy, which I know I just explained that earlier today when I was casting these on. Okay, my bonus project that I started just like the day before I started the cast on party is a pair of the Hermione's Everyday Socks in this beautiful, rich, reddy orange kind of color. This reminds me of a box of crayons, like that tomato red that is just so beautiful. I was thinking if I have the tag on it because it's the color name has tomato in there, I'm almost positive. But yeah, I don't know how this is showing up on camera, but I love this. It's red, but then it's also orange all at the same time and equally. It's really, really pretty. And the pattern, the Hermione's Everyday pattern, it is a free pattern, super, super easy to memorize, and it's every other row you're knitting the third, or you're purling the third stitch, the fourth stitch. So there's texture with minimal purling, which is really, really great. Okay, so how am I gonna get all of these projects done? I am a huge list girl. I love lists, and I do have on my website on backporchfiberco.com. Okay, that was super weird. I don't think I've ever had that happen, but my alarm went off because I needed to remember something for our trip. And it just shut off the video, which was kind of weird. But I caught it right away when I turned it off. It was just weird. That's never happened. But okay, I was going to tell you guys how I am going to finish all of these projects in a timely manner. I mean, one is going to be done today. Hands down, one is going to be done today. But I'm a huge list girl. So in my on my website, backporchfiberco.com, there is a freebie for a project progress tracker. I'm also have in my mind here for a second option as well. But I'm pretty excited about the second option because the second option, I'm gonna, like, there will be a space to break down each project so that you can check off the breakdown. For example, like a pair of socks. So if I say, you know, my Hermione sock would be the project, and then I would break it down like cuff, leg, heel, foot, toe, second sock, you know, that kind of thing. I love to check things off, and I know that a lot of you guys do. So check back in a week or two for that to come up on my website. Because, and I think it'll probably just be a freebie as well. I love to design those things and just to help you guys out. But for the time being, I am going to do I'm going to put everything on my project tracker and yeah, just work through each one of these things. So I may take one on the plane with me and just work on it the whole time that I'm on the plane. There are lots of ways that you could work through things. So personally, myself, I love to break things down into bite-sized pieces and check them off. I think it's also really fun to work on a project during a specific task. For example, when I read my Bible in the morning, I am always working on my son's Coziest Memories blanket. It's pretty much almost 95% of the time what I work on as I'm reading my Bible in the morning. And so like every day, typically I will be working on this project. This project is, the last one took me 3 years to make. It is a slow going project, and it's one that you just kind of have in the background. So, so it's kind of like habit stacking, I guess, is what you would call it in today's terminology. If I'm using that right, you can correct me if I'm wrong. So I might have another project that I take to my son's volleyball games. I might have another project that I knit on in the car when we're driving somewhere. Maybe he has some movie socks or whatever, right? Name it. Maybe while you're knitting in bed, you have a project on your bedside that you work on. That's a great way to work through a lot of projects like this. Or maybe like the snowball effect, where you work diligently on one project and then the momentum, like after you finish it, that momentum carries you on into the next project. Or you know, maybe you have one main project that you work on all the time, but then you're giving a little bit of attention to all the other projects. And then once that main project is done, the next one moves into the main focus. And it could be like the next one that's the closest to being done, because then it gives you that motivation to just keep working through them. But this is a hobby for me. It's a craft for me. I don't want to feel stressed about finishing these projects. So when I have a lot of projects and a deadline like Christmas, I do feel like sometimes I can get a little bit stressed out about having to finish all of these things. And in my opinion, I would love for it to never, ever, ever be like that, because then it takes the fun out of working on all of these projects. But I've cast these projects on because I really want to work on them. So yeah, we'll see what I come up with as far as another version of the project tracker. But I definitely encourage you guys to go and just go download that. It's free on my website. I think you have to go through the checkout process, but like no payment information, anything like that. And like there's none of that. So, but yeah, you guys, this has been a really, really fun week of casting on all these projects. This is not me typically, because I'm not a monotonous knitter by any means. There is a little bit of stress when you have so many projects going on. And so I'll try to like finish this pair of socks before I cast on another one or whatever it is, you know. But it was kind of fun just getting to this point in all of these projects. I keep looking over here because that's where all my projects are, as I've been pulling them in front of you guys. But yeah, I am going to sit for a little bit and finish that cup, the second coffee cup. And then it's going to be kind of full force getting ready for the trip. I'm almost there, but we do have family coming over for dinner tonight. So I still need to make dinner and then do all the last minute preps for the trip. All right, you guys, it has been so fun this week. Thanks for joining me in my cast on party. If you guys cast something on while you were watching this, please, please, please tag me on Instagram, share with me here, send me an email, show me what you cast on while you were watching. I would love to see it. Bye, you guys.